Everyone heard the gunfire before they saw her fall. But none of them could have imagined that the medic General Harlan Keats had just shot was the very same woman who had saved his son's life 2 months earlier. Before I tell you what happened next, tell me in the comments where you're watching from. I love knowing who's listening. It was a blinding afternoon at the northern outpost, a place where heat and pride clashed harder than bullets. The air shimmered with dust, the kind that never settled, as if even the ground itself refused to rest. After the 5th shot, silence spread across the camp like a wave. Soldiers froze mid-motion, rifles half raised, eyes darting between the fallen medic and the man who pulled the trigger. General Harlan Keats. His name carried both respect and resentment. A man decorated by medals, driven by ego, and feared by everyone under his command. On the ground lay Corporal Lena Rowe, her medic's patch catching the fierce sunlight, 5 dark blooms spreading across her uniform. Her chest moved shallowly, but her eyes, sharp, determined, were still open. "Get back!" the general barked, sweat running down his temple. But not one soldier obeyed. No one moved. The silence was heavier than the heat. Captain Torres, the youngest officer in the unit, clenched his fists. "Sir, she's unarmed." The general's jaw twitched. She disobeyed a direct order. But every man there knew the truth. Lena hadn't disobeyed. She had refused to abandon a civilian boy trapped beneath debris during an evacuation. While the general barked orders from a safe distance, she ran straight into danger to save a life. And now, because she had questioned him, because she had dared to stand up for what was right, he had silenced her. Torres dropped to his knees beside her, checking for a pulse. The general's gun still trembled in his hand. Around them, the entire camp held its breath. The only sound was the uneven rhythm of Lena's struggling breath. "She's alive," Torres whispered. The general's expression faltered. For the first time in his career, the soldiers saw something human in his eyes. Doubt, fear, regret. "She won't make it," he muttered, his voice breaking on the last word. Torres looked up sharply. "You want to bet on that, sir?" The words cut through the tension like a blade. 2 medics rushed forward, lifting Lena carefully onto a stretcher. As they carried her away, her lips moved weakly. One word escaped: "Son." No one understood what she meant. 3 hours later, a helicopter roared over the horizon, kicking up waves of dust as it landed near the field tents. A man stepped out wearing the same insignia as the general. His stride was steady, his expression unreadable, until his eyes fell on the wounded woman. Then everything inside him broke. It was Lieutenant Aaron Keats, the general's only son. He pushed through the stunned soldiers and dropped to his knees beside Lena's stretcher. "Lena," he whispered, his voice cracking. "You're supposed to be resting." The general froze, his face drained of color. You know her?" Aaron turned toward his father, fury flashing through the tears in his eyes. "Know her? She saved my life, Father. The only reason I'm standing here, the only reason you still have a son, is because of her." The words hit harder than any bullet. They echoed through the camp, each syllable shattering the authority that had once made General Keats untouchable. The men who had feared him now saw something else, a trembling old man beneath the medals, stripped of command by truth. Lena's eyes fluttered open. Her voice was faint, but her words carried weight. "It's not his fault," she murmured. "Pride makes people blind." Then she slipped into unconsciousness. For the first time in decades, Harlan Keats knelt, not as a general, not as a commander, but as a man crushed by guilt. He followed the medics to the field tent, his medals clinking softly with each hesitant step. 3 days passed. The desert sun rose and fell, but Keats never left her side. When Lena finally opened her eyes, the first thing she saw was him, sitting quietly in a plain white shirt, the uniform gone. The arrogance that once surrounded him had melted away. "I was supposed to teach men to be brave," he said softly, not looking at her. "But you reminded me what that really means." Lena managed a faint smile. "Then start teaching again, sir," she whispered. But this time, from the heart. He nodded slowly, eyes wet. A month later, General Harlan Keats retired from service. He didn't give speeches. He didn't write memoirs. He simply disappeared into quiet places, the kind where reflection feels heavier than silence. When the base renamed its medical wing, it wasn't after him. It was named in her honor, the Row Medical Unit, for courage beyond command. Because courage isn't found in pulling the trigger. It's found in stopping the pain it causes. It's the strength to stand when others follow, to heal when others harm. Before you scroll, tell me, what would you have done in that moment? I read every comment myself, and if stories of courage like this move you, subscribe. Because more untold truths are coming soon. Kindness never vanishes. It waits, patient, unseen, and it always finds its way back. Somewhere, under that blinding desert sun, the dust still remembers the day a medic changed what courage meant forever.